Fired up football fans, welcome back to another episode of Spitting Fire. Jeffrey and James here with you once again. Tomorrow, James, we have a game against who?
The Columbus Crew.
Those people in yellow, right? Those crew in yellow.
That yellow team.
That yellow team. And we were wondering, it's funny, I'm wearing yellow. I should not,
Yeah, probably not.
Should not have worn this.
People are going to think you're from Ohio.
Yeah. Anyways, we were talking formations, right? We're talking formations,
Yes.
Pono, last couple games, we saw two formations. We saw the 4,
if not three.
Yeah. We saw the 4-2-3-1. We also saw the 3-2-3. Some people also call it a 3-4-3 with those, James, those, wingers.
Outside wing,
wingers.
back hybrids.
Yeah, the wingers, hybrids.
And we saw 4-4-2.
And we saw 4-4-2 a little bit.
Against Minnesota.
What I want to say about this is if Pono does decide to stick with a 4-2-3-1, and I am a little worried that he's going to, just because we've seen him stick to be a little stubborn and stick to, his same formation in the past. My worry is that he's going to keep playing 3 CDMs, and you'll see Dax, Basti, and Chani again. And I want to argue if he wants to play this 4-2-3-1, he's got to drop Chani and place a cam in there. He has to have a cam in there. Not only that, but I would like to see, as long as Matt Polster's out, I would like to see Drew Connor slide in at that right back. But yeah, maybe you have Katai on the left, Nico up top, Collier on the right, and then James, who do you think would be that center attacking mid?
The obvious answer would be Diego Campos right now, the player who had a couple minutes in the last game, and he looked like he did well, with the exception of his one defensive gaffe.
Ooh, that's bad.
That did lead to a goal. But, that is a rookie making rookie mistakes. And
he didn't
in
track
his first
his mark back. He
didn't pay attention for 2 seconds.
And that second goal against Portland, that was his guy who headed the goal.
So you bring up, you're a little concerned about Pono sticking with the 4-2-3-1. Now, I got to say this. The Fire are playing Greg Berhalter and the Crew. And the Crew have actually played the same lineup every game this season, home and away. They're trying apparently to play the same tactics,
4-2-3-1,
home and away, and they're having some success.
I think they also play 4-2-3-1.
A 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-1-2. I'm not exactly quite certain, but they've managed to bring Giassi Zardes out from the wing and put him at the top of their striking pyramid. And he has been running amok to the tune of 4 goals in 5 games, something that he did not do when he was on the wing at LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Greg Berhalter knows how to get the best out of his players. They've had a couple.
Well, he's also had a consistent lineup. I mean, due to injuries and due to trial and error. I mean, Pono's had to try some things here and there.
Yeah.
That brings me to my next question, James. What do you think about center backs? What do you think, Lillard or Dean?
Oh, I don't. Lillard or Dean. At this point, probably we do want to see just Lillard get those minutes, but now we're entering in game 4, and we have 1 point, and we have some scary opponents coming up that it's going to be very hard to get points at home and away.
Columbus and Galaxy, right?
Columbus and Galaxy are some of our home fronts, but we do have a couple away games on the docket that are going to be very hard and very difficult to deal with. So right now we have to put our best lineup forward, and when you're taking these silly risks like putting Ellis in for a game for right back and it costs you points.
I didn't understand that at
all. We can't be experimenting anymore. We're digging a grave. But I didn't feel like I properly answered the first question before we moved on to Chani and this problem with central defensive mid. Pono can't play 3 CDMs in the midfield. We know that. He saw that really quickly.
Panic button.
Probably Campos is going to be coming in for that cam role if he does elect to stick with the 4-2-3-1. Another thing he could do, bring Katai into the middle, put somebody out in the wing, maybe Johnson, maybe Daniel Johnson makes an appearance.
Is he even around anymore?
He is around. However, based upon what we saw last game, that he was he wanted to give minutes to Campos. I feel like he's more likely of an option that we're going to see.
So maybe Katai in the middle, Campos out wide?
Katai out wide, Collier out wide, and Campos in that middle, doing what he could do to just take your lumps, like we were saying in one of our last videos, where just take your lumps there. Another option that we could see is that 3-4-3. And if we see that 3-4-3, hopefully Lillard is being implemented in that back line and allowing Basti to take the place of Chani. And
once again, I mean, you'd think you'd have to drop Chani.
You got to drop Chani in both of these
Yeah.
lineups, essentially. And you know what? That's a great guy to have on your bench. That's a great guy if, Dax, Basti, somebody needs to spell, or you've scored a lot of goals, and now you need to strengthen up the defense for that last 15 minutes. Perfect sub to put in there.
I also like
along with Gordon.
I also like the
up
three in
top.
the back system because I think it gives us a little bit more width. If I had to pick the lineup, I would have Drew on the right wing back and Brandon on the left wing back. And I think that would give us a little bit more width, and I think the Fire are more successful when we have crosses. If we stick to the 4-2-3-1, and we have a Collier on the outside and a Katai on the outside, both those guys naturally want to cut in.
So you still need the width.
So, and there's really not much width there. So, I mean, if
overlap.
you do with the three in the back with those wing backs, maybe get a little bit more width, and maybe that's more successful. I mean, I'm not...
Yeah.
Prototypically, I'm not a fan of the three in the back. I like four in the back, but, with the Fire personnel, I mean, what they have right now, I mean, as long as they don't have a Cam, I think they have to play three in the back, James.
I do worry, though, that no matter what we play, we're kind of playing into Berhalter's hands because as far as tactic-wise, he has his guys doing the same things every game, and they know what they're doing. I'm not so certain about that, about the Fire players, that I know Nico knows his job, but they don't seem to have a collective idea on how to consistently get him the ball.
No, I mean, Dax had an interview a couple days ago. He said himself that, the players are just not clicking right now. Mm-hmm. And he said it's frustrating because they've had, these off weeks and months to prepare and, get to know each other. So, hopefully it clicks out there. I mean, no matter what formation they choose, I just hope Pano comes out and picks the right personnel. If we do the three in the back system, I don't want to see Basti as a center back, James.
No.
I know he did a decent job there, but I mean you would like to be a bit more attacking, right? A little bit more creative and be in the center mid with Dax. So I don't know.
The one thing I did read about having Basti back, that it was very interesting how it actually did lead to some creation of chances because
a couple goals.
He would leave the back line and become part of the midfield essentially, and that helped add to some creation. So are we going to see that from a Lillard or a Dean? Actually, Dean has some passing ability. Lillard, we're largely an unknown.
I don't know about Dean's passing ability.
Well, he has some passing ability. And then Kabalov.
He has a lot of long balls.
Kabalov, I have a lot of confidence coming up and maybe being that playmaking center back that if you are going to run that three-man back line. Mm-hmm. But his place where he was playing, Basti was playing in the mid. So that's easier for the two defenders to go cover for when he does go up. If Kabalov's going up, that's going to be a little bit harder and more confusing for Lillard and Dean to potentially figure out whose assignments are who. So that's a little difficulty and another wrinkle to be adding to potentially changing the tactics.
Well, change. That's what you just said. I wonder what change we are going to see. I mean, I'm just repeating myself here again, but going back to last season, Pano took him, 4, 5, 6 games to change the lineup. If we see the 4-2-3-1 again and he brings out those 3 CDMs, I mean, it's not going to be good. We cannot. I just really hope that he can learn. And I mean, the writing's on the wall if we come out with that formation again. I mean, with the team that is, they're in second place. They're a quality team.
We're talking about the crew.
James, who are some? Who do they have?
Just to give you the fans an idea of, besides number 10, they're Cam, Pipa Higuain, brother
Federico Higuain.
Federico, his nickname's Pipa, Pipa. He's got a famous brother playing over Juventus, I think.
Gonzalo
Higuain might come over to MLS sometime soon, but he's going to be
quite
very
a
old
brother.
if he ever does. If he does ever come over, but. Higuain, very good, very capable center attacking mid. Sometimes they do put him on the wings. One of their stalwarts is Will Trapp, up and coming American at the central defensive mid, number 6. And then they traded this year for Giassi Zardes. They traded Kamara for Zardes. Giassi Zardes was a winger/striker. Berhalter's brought him in and made him his primary striker, and he's having a lot of success, to the tune of 4 goals out of 5 games.
So they have some players.
Well, and they have a really good goalie in Zach Steffen, very MLS capable, and also a very good right back, Harrison Affel, number 25. Just some players to keep an eye on. I think that they'll be doing very well against the Fire. Now, reading some of the stuff I was reading, some of the previews by like the True Marty's parties people out there and Guillermo's stuff, it has me very concerned for these next spate of games. We need points, and we need points now, and they're against good teams. And if we lose all these points, and we only have 1 point coming out of this, out of 5, 6, 7 games, who's going to want to come to this team in July? Maybe you got to get Iker Casillas done now to have it formalized and ready to go, because it's going to be a lot harder to recruit and sales pitch to a team that is maybe mathematically eliminated from playoffs, and we don't want that.
Yeah, I just hope this tomorrow that we just don't see a team in flux, a team that looks like they're on the same page. You know, everyone knows their role, and we know they're competitive. And obviously, we don't want to lose to a rival team, but I mean, we need to pick up some points. We need 3 points, and who knows? I mean, regardless if we do 3 in the back or 4 in the back, I mean, it's going to be a tough task. I mean, against that yellow team, I mean, it's going to be hard.
Hopefully, the boys come out with the effort and the strength. And one of the things I did read was something like akin to a wounded animal, and that is probably an accurate description of the Fire. The Fire are wounded, but however, when you are going as a wounded animal, they do have the ability to strike and potentially come out on top if they get lucky. And that might be where we are with the Fire. And Pano did warn us and say that we are in for some rough bumps.
He was ticked off last. He was really ticked. So, I mean, maybe he lit a fire under the boys. So, I mean,
hopefully he lit a fire, but even still, we're probably for a little bit of a process here, which means some losing or some ties.
Or James, they can just go get Lee Win, right?
I heard we were out of the sweepstakes.
Or officially out?
I heard we're out of the sweepstakes because we didn't meet the valuation from New England. However, I side with Nelson in this because he is a 31, 32-year-old center attacking mid who's, more so on the decline.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be spending the money, you definitely want to get return. So that's where that is. Yeah. I don't know.
I guess we can end with that, right?
I guess we can end.
Let us know, anyways. Let us know what formation you prefer. Do you prefer the 4-2-3-1? Do you prefer the 3 in the back system? Do you think Dean or Lillard, who should play there? Do you think Connor over Ellis? And who is our best?
Or Rafa Ramos.
Rafa Ramos. And then who is our most suited Cam? Who's our best center attacking mid? Because if we do this 4-2-3-1, we have to play. We need a true Cam in there or a Cam-like player. And we can't play the CDM, 3 CDM stuff anymore. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. Any last thoughts for you, James?
I do think we might be leaning on Campos. I did read a tweet suggesting that Baquero was going to be eligible for Tulsa. However, when I saw that tweet, I checked the next game, and he did not play for Tulsa. So I don't know if he's still up with the Fire or he's been loaned out.
That'd be interesting.
So Baquero is potentially still an option, but I do know that they are looking to loan him out to Tulsa sometime in the near future. One thing we talked about last episode real quick was the idea of our goalie Stefan Cleveland being loaned out to Tulsa. One of our viewers pointed out that Tulsa has a very good top 5 USL goalkeeper, and it might be even harder for Zach Steffen, that's the goalkeeper for Crew, Stefan Cleveland to get minutes down in our affiliate, and that this is reason why maybe it'd be really good for the Fire to have their own USL controlled side or their own side that they control. But that's another conversation for another day. But hopefully we get the win here. Let's go Fire.
Go Fire.
Check us out on Twitter. Add your comments if you have anything to add to the conversation. We're always interested. We're always reading.
Let us know. I love the comments.
Always
reading them.
Always great stuff that's being thrown out there. Always good stuff that we miss. So always appreciate when you leave the comments down there. Otherwise, good. Let's get a win this weekend, and I think that will be the plan.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Let's go Fire.
Come on, you men in red.
Come on, you men in red. All right, guys.
See you guys
later. Ooh.
Come on, you men in red.
A little bit longer than we wanted, but Jeffrey, can I tell you a secret?
You're not recording?
We're still recording.